Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this race weekend in Paul Ricard, one of the ugliest tracks, in my opinion, to ever be around in Formula One. But I don't quite dislike the racing, as apparently a lot of other people do. So yeah, let me know. How are you doing? Where are you from? And how do you like the racing here? Can you still hear me? Hello? Yeah, should be fine now. Sorry, had a little hiccup there. So, we are starting in about 7 minutes into this free practice session. So, yeah, I don't know. Nobody is really a fan of Paul Ricard, at least nobody I know. While I don't know, I think the layout is quite cool. I mean, we have 163 different possible tracks. I just fear they aren't really used because, well, they're not all grade A and therefore available for some Formula One racing because of like safety standards and stuff like this. So that's going to be kind of making it hard. But I have been looking at some statistics, and the last 2 years, we were racing here, so 2020, 2021. We have seen more than 70 overtakes on track. So the racing isn't particularly bad. The thing is, every other track kind of has their very own, very special things and characteristics. You just know it, like with Monaco, the whole casino section, swimming pool, how you have the Radio and Eau Rouge in Spa, or Maggots and Beckett's on Silverstone. And I I don't know. Paul Ricard just isn't having anything like this. So, by the way, please excuse me if I sound kind of drooling. I had a dentist appointment yesterday, and I just kind of noticed how I am having a little bit of um drooling problems here. So, yeah, not gonna be my best casting voice at the moment, and it's gonna be quite a challenge as I am unfortunately alone for this session. So, yeah, we'll see. I hope just we will see some great action at least. So, yeah, South Texas, Jose. That's I don't know, weird. I don't hear a lot of good things from Texas. I guess you're just the best thing coming out of that state. So, yeah, we got this going. So, what do we have? We have tweet from Alpha Tauri, how Yuki Tsunoda is just casually walking in with a weird white sun hat and a croissant. Very French there. Well, Alpine has quite the blast, as it is their home race, and they're giving interviews and setting out to collect, or rather give out autographs and all of that. So there's quite a lot going. Ferrari seems highly focused, like not a lot seeing from them. So it yeah, seems Ferrari really wants to double down on that win, and probably also tries to avoid another engine fire at all costs. So we will see how that goes. So really, north part of Texas sucks too. That's so sad to hear. So yeah, so we get some information in here in our commentary booth. Meanwhile, it is round 12 in Le Castellet. We got half the season passed now. It is also the 300th race weekend for Lewis Hamilton. Even though Verstappen did not win in Austria, he is still the championship leader for Red Bull. And as always, France seems to be hot and sunny. I have Fadi Salimi here from Lebanon. I don't think I have seen any Lebanese people in chat before, so welcome on in. Have a great time. Michael, unfortunately, not Ryan. I am Farrell, and I'm going to um, talk some bullshit to you while we enjoy this first free practice session of the weekend. It seems like 29 degrees centigrade or 84 Fahrenheit in air temperatures. Way hotter on track with 55 degrees Celsius or 132 Fahrenheit, but barely any wind. So, yeah. When's Ryan back? I don't know. We are basically setting our casting teams very spontaneous. Who is doing what sessions? Ryan is mostly taking the races, sometimes qualifying if he finds time for it. Oh, there we go, racing statistics. Ryan will be back for quali and race then. So that's fine, as we are just another 1.5 minutes from the green flag here. Seen some shots of the audience. Doesn't seem like there's too many people here at the moment for this first free practice session. Larry, hello from Thailand. Welcome on in. So yeah, we have in the Drivers' Championship, Verstappen actually leading with 38 points from Leclerc, followed by Perez, who is only 19 points behind the Ferrari lead driver. So it is still kind of close for only having passed half of the season now. And yeah, as a racing statistic tells you, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done this yet, as we are covering every single Formula One session for pretty much, yeah, 3 years now, without a miss, or without a miss I would know from. Mikhail, how am I? I am good. My jaw's hurting because of a dentist appointment I had yesterday, and still kind of drooling because of that, so talking is a little bit hard. Not only will get harder throughout the session, but someone's got to entertain you guys. So, but right back at you. Mikhail, how are you? How is life in the Philippines at the moment? Bet it's going to be very hot as well. We got the heavy lull following from Brazil. That is very nice. We had some South Americans in here, quite a lot actually. Ryan is from around there, if I'm not mistaken. So, but anyways, we are green right now. Sainz first out on the track, followed by Kubica, who is taking Bottas's car for a spin there. And as expected, it is still Joe in the other AlphaTauri. So yeah, we even got the first practice starts there from the pit lane, checking their clutches. There is, as it looks, Hamilton, is it? Who is? No, it's Russell and De Vries riding those Mercedes. So Hamilton is sitting out this session, giving space to yeah, very talented De Vries actually. Should have read up more on who is actually driving the cars for this weekend, as we have this new rule that the teams have to give at least one car or at least one session per car per season to one of their newbie drivers. So yeah, we are seeing Kubica again. Now that's gonna be fun. I quite like him. Seems like lots of teams are very eager to get out on track. Just some single cars staying back. While Red Bull currently is the only team still sitting in with Ricciardo, Latifi, and Stroll also not being out yet, while I just see Verstappen is leaving the pits right now. So yeah, I am very curious how De Vries will perform here. Always curious to see how the new drivers are doing. I mean, we had Vips in Austria, I think, free practice one, where he did not do good at all. So I do hope it will be an interesting race, Jen. Absolutely. While I have to say, I think the track never really disappointed. It has never been the absolute showdown banger, whatever, of a race. Or at least they haven't been very memorable. I mean, last year with Verstappen and Hamilton, we had a battle down pretty much into the last laps already, almost. Like, I think till like the third or fourth to last lap, we had a battle for the lead. So I don't really know why this track is so universally disliked. I mean, I don't like it myself, so yeah. Taylor, what happened to Hamilton? Nothing. It is just a rule that every car has to be given to a rookie driver or a Formula 2 or reserve driver once per season. And that's going to be free practice one for Hamilton's car here. And I do not read those Japanese signs. Look Japanese. Maybe Korean? Not sure, but thank you for supporting us. Always nice to have channel members around, so... Hey, you have, yeah. Hello from Discord. Well, welcome on in. Nice to have you here. Nice of you to say hello. Korean. Alright. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was Korean, so I thought I noticed some of those signs, but I have no idea what they mean. I'm not very language affinite, kind of, so the heat is definitely going to make this very interesting here. I mean, depending on this, depending on how hot the track gets, the softer tires, like the red or yellow striped tires, might just really lose out on performance as they just degrade incredibly fast. So yeah, De Vries to top, absolutely. That is one of the rare occasions where I am absolutely going to support everything out of the Mercedes. Not because I particularly dislike Mercedes on other days, but I don't like Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari just hogging up the top all the time. I would rather see, I don't know, Alfa Romeo or maybe an Alfa Tauri. And of course, some Haas is up there. But De Vries doesn't look too very strong yet. I mean, he is out on a medium tire. So that medium tire isn't too bad for then being about 2 seconds behind the lead, 3-4 seconds after Max Verstappen seemed to be getting out there with an absolute statement. So yeah, De Vries taking the place of Hamilton, currently 4 seconds behind the pace of Verstappen, but that's going to be fine as we see him on the live camera here. He seems to be the highlight of the Formula One TV direction at the moment, as we're seeing a lot of him. He looks a bit twitchy in the car still. I guess he will need a few more laps to really get the groove in. But he looks quite secure, finding a good line through those corner combinations around 12, 13, 14 after the first high-speed section. The map is broken again. That's unfortunate. We are again seeing the Norris foot cam. That's for all the foot fetishists out there. The thing is, the map needs to gather data before it can actually properly work, and we are trying to solve this. As far as I know, we have tried some patches to the program, but free practice 1 seems always a little bit glitchy on that whole thing. But we're giving it everything. It seems, yeah, too hot for the map. That might be it. I mean, I'm running my air conditioning on full throttle here, and I still got about 25 degrees in my room. Kind of glad my camera glitched out and you don't have to see me because I'm just standing here in my underwear currently at the mic. So the map will work for free practice 2 and 3 though. That's been pretty consistently, but free practice 1 always kind of a lucky shot. But at the moment, we also don't have anything too spectacular happen. I mean, lots of cars are out on track currently, getting their first bankers in, trying to get a feel for the tires. Verstappen still very much at the top, and now this is what we want to see. De Vries just went about 1/10 of a second faster than Russell. So that's nice. Kubica on the grid. I don't think he is back on the grid. I mean, we would have heard that. But unfortunately, no, he's not back on the grid. He is just here for this one practice session. Was here, it's freezing where you live? Interesting. Where are you where it's freezing? Like the very south of America, maybe? Chile or something like this? Up on mountains? Maybe? Oof. Gasly just radioed in with a problem. No, we have just seen the radio message displayed now. His car is actually already back at the garage. So why can't we show the race? Well, we can't. We can't show the race for copyright reasons. I mean, it's Liberty Media who is doing all of this broadcast thing. They are very, very stringent on that. And hey, King Chu is coming in. What's up? How are you doing? I am quite well, kind of fighting my voice and my drooling and speaking very nasally, kind of. I had better casting sessions with you, but has been worse before. So you gotta roll with it. You gotta roll with it. So there we go. Looks like Latifi is pretty pushy right now. Go Tiffy really going for it. I mean, he is still in the points and currently just going green on all his mini sector times. Brody, no, Hamilton won't come out. He has switched his seat with Nick De Vries for this session. And De Vries is actually not doing too bad. He is only 3 seconds off Verstappen's pace, while he was on a medium only. Verstappen set his time on a soft, and he is still in the top 10 with it, so that's quite nice. It looks like the Alphas are sort of in trouble, the Alfa Romeo, as both of them haven't put in a time yet. Hamilton will be coming out for free practice too, yes. Piastri isn't around for this session. Haven't seen him, so don't know. Maybe we'll see him next weekend. But yeah. Anyways, that would kind of I'm kind of curious about that. Can we get a poll up about who likes or dislikes the Paul Ricard track, or maybe who is just indifferent? And MRD Games giving us our 100th like. That is very nice of you. Absolute highlight completely. And absolutely, utterly what we want to see here. So yeah, it seems like a quick fix. I mean, Gasly is already back out on track as well, so not too bad there. Damn it. Ooh. We now get the poll if we think Paul Ricard should stay in the F1 calendar. Now, that is a completely different question to if you like it or not. But interesting nonetheless. Curious about how that one comes out. Hey, Tracy, thank you. Always nice to be here. I have really missed the community in those past few weeks where there haven't been any races or where I have been hindered on really coming out to commenting, so it's nice to be back. Kind of feeling lonely here with no one to bounce the ball off, but at least I got you, the most beautiful, eligible, and tolerable Formula One community I have ever found and ever seen. So yeah, we get an onboard lap with Gasly. It seems whatever they fixed it good, as it seems like he is putting in quite the time there. Pretty much as we see him going onto the last straight. And still 2 seconds off the pace there, but puts him into P7. Hey Jose, thank you for that message. I'm always trying to do the best job I can, so Black Eagle, who is De Vries? It is one of the program driver, one of the incoming Mercedes driver, probably. So he will take a seat in any Mercedes affiliated car within the next few seasons, I reckon. So yeah, I mean, De Vries putting it into P4 on a medium tire. That is impressive, actually. So now let's just start the fire of an ultra toxic chat. Is it because Hamilton's car is just so easy to drive, or is he actually displaying skill here? No, don't go down that rabbit hole. He definitely is presenting skill here, so don't open that can of worms. You know, no matter how great the community is you're in, if you start firing against specific drivers, that's a can of worms you do not want to open. Yeah, Vettel seems to have missed his breaking point there a little bit, overshooting into turn 11, that was, I think, or 10. Or was it back at the chicane? I don't know. Everything on this track looks the same. Ain't you? We can banter with. I can banter with you. That is absolutely what I am doing here. And well, I don't know. I haven't read too much of you. I don't know how funny or not funny you are, but I can say you are absolutely likable. One of my, one of my around 400 favorite people in this chat. So yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how Russell seems to be struggling to keep it in the top 10, while De Vries just planted it into P4 and seems to be staying there for quite a while now. What's your favorite track? What is my favorite track? That is incredibly hard to say. To drive it myself, like in sim racing or with some DTM cars. I guess it's Spa. Wait a second, we got a yellow flag in sector 1 there. Is it a defect? Is it no, it seems like it's just Paris sort of losing it a little bit, going off track there. Tires look quite flat spotted though. So yeah, now my favorite track, it is very hard to say. To drive it myself in sim racing and in real life is definitely Spa. Absolutely. Yeah, we get to see Paris just spun out there somewhere in sector 1. To watch races, to see how the races perform, I don't know. It's kind of weird to say, but I have always enjoyed the races around Baku, Bahrain. But I can't really say I have a favorite track. It really depends on the racing. So, what's your prediction for this race? Oof. Um, I say Mercedes is definitely going to be on rather in top, around the top. Of course, not really bringing the fight to Ferrari or Red Bull yet. And I think we are going to see probably another Verstappen win, followed by Sainz and then Perez. And I'm just going to boldly say that Leclerc is going to be screwed over either by strategy or another technical failure. I think that's about it. That's about how I would predict the top 3. And I'm not sure. I would really like to be surprised. Like the absolute guess of my heart would still be to have Schumacher up on that podium, maybe with Bottas or Joe. So yeah, but yeah, give me your stories. What's your predictions? Arapog, if you think the circuit should be modified, like I thought about this too. I think that would be actually great if, first of all, you would get some more character into this Paul Ricard circuit, you know? Whenever I see someone going off on most other tracks, I can just be like, oh yeah, like that's this tree, that forest, this advertisement, and I can roughly guess where they went off track. But with Paul Ricard, it just everything looks the same. I have no idea where stuff is happening. I'm seeing on TV. I always have to double check with like the map. see the sectors, where could it be, what could have happened. I think they should really give it more character, then it would only be half as bad as it is now. But also, unfortunately, with the different layouts, you have very, very hard restrictions on what a Formula One racetrack, or like a FIA grade 1 or grade A, no, grade 1 certified racetrack needs to provide. So I'm not sure, but I don't think that there is actually any other layout, or any significantly other layout you could drive in Paul Ricard. But damn, that would be great if you just be like, yeah, you go to Paul Ricard and nobody knows what layout they will be driving. That would be amazing. That would make it so interesting. Why not just 2 hairpins and 2 long straights? I think that wouldn't make for very good racing, to be honest. Really not. But yeah, getting a lot of questions there on what is the best track. I really can't decide for me. Like, I have a top five, and within this top five, it is so incredibly close, depending on, do you have a wet race or dry, or is it windy or not, or whatever. So yeah, people, let me know in chat, what's the best Formula One track out there. I mean, I would really love to see Hockenheim back. That would be amazing. If Reese is good, not the best. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it is. He hasn't been driving Formula One cars very often, so I'm not sure. By like the performances I have read and seen, he brought out in Formula E. I think if he gets into Formula One, he would need a few seasons, like 3 or 4 seasons, but then he could even be championship contender. Like, I have high hopes in him. Anything but Monaco. I feel you. I feel you. I mean, Monaco can produce great racing. It really can, but it's always such a lucky shot. And it's never producing good racing because it's a good track. It's always things that are happening around. So yeah, I see a lot of spas. Barcelona. It's actually Barcelona. Would you like to elaborate on this? Because that's like one of the tracks I would like to see gone. Not entirely sure why. I just don't particularly like the track. So please tell us more. Or apart from that, I see some Austrias. That's quite interesting. A lot of spas. Monza. Monza is a great track. You're right there. Monza is probably my sixth favorite after those very close top five. What do we have here? We see the mechanics kind of struggling to get Leclerc's car, it seems, back into the garage. Well, camera cut away, so I don't know. Seems maybe it was just a weird angle and looked very slow. But yeah, it is like De Vries is. I mean, he won't top out the timing sheets. Let's be honest there. He won't get a P1. He won't even get a P2 or a P3. But seeing him in P7 compared to other um like to other new drivers and to other drivers who are still like basically in the driver programs, I think this is pretty much the best performance we have seen yet. Jerome, you don't know much about the breeze. I also don't know much about De Vries. I just know that he is the Formula E championship. As far as I am aware, he was driving in Formula 2 last season. And he's overall a pretty good driver, actually. So yeah. So yeah, to all those asking on what happened to Hamilton and Bottas, they are giving their car to some drivers from their respective driver academies, which is why we are seeing Kubica and De Vries currently driving the Alfa Romeo and Mercedes respectively, as we see Ricciardo going a little bit wide through turn 12 there, it seems. Just missed the breaking point, apparently. Jerome likes Alonso also. I can understand that. Like, I can tolerate that, absolutely. Like, I don't like Alonso, but I can't give you a reason why I don't like him. Like, he's not doing anything wrong. I always have to say, I think it's just his face. He's a great driver, great for the team, very funny in interviews, but I think I just don't like his face. So yeah, yeah, it looks like Verstappen started an outlap on another set of soft tires there, so should be yeah, he just started his last sector there, so he should go on a flyer any second now, or in about 5, 6 seconds. Yeah. Norris is trying to fly. Norris is trying to fly his McLaren over the track there. But with the onboard camera, it looks like he is not only bouncing over the curbs, but the whole car seems rather bouncy on the high-speed sections on the track in general. Kunal, where to watch live? It depends on where you are in the world. We're not like sponsored or paid or anything like this, but I can very much recommend you the Formula One TV app. It will cost you something per month, but it delivers great content and really huge amounts of insight. So yeah, kind of sad to see Mick down there in P20 again. I mean, after his last two races, looked kind of solid. Looked like he finally got a hang of the car. It's also on ESPN. Nice. Is it like I don't know if ESPN is free or not because here in Switzerland we don't receive ESPN. We can't watch it here. We have to watch it on our national TV, like Swiss national TV thing. So yeah, yeah. Kissa Hamilton is resting, giving time for amateurs to show their skills, and skills they are showing. I mean, De Vries is really impressing me here. I'm not sure with all the other debutants we have seen, but De Vries seems to really be the best amateur we have seen this season so far. And Sainz putting a time in 800th faster than Verstappen, so it seems like the gloves are coming off there. Verstappen on his lap doesn't seem to have really done all too much with it. But we're still seeing De Vries improving his personal best in Sector 1 and in Sector 2. Will definitely not bring the fight up to Sainz, but is putting his absolute best lap in of the session, as it seems. Last corner, planted down to the floor, DRS flap going wide open, and he is putting in a not too bad time there. I mean, faster than Paris by 1.5 tenths even. So we see De Vries in P3, which I did not expect at all. Absolutely not. Like, this is very surprising. Wow. I gotta let that sink in a little bit. That's impressive. Wow. Russell going faster by about 1/10. So, but De Vries still in P4, so not bad at all. Imagine if they would let him race, like who, De Vries, just get Hamilton out of the car, let De Vries drive instead of him. I don't think we're gonna see this, but would be interesting. So, Perez on a go, but doesn't really seem to improve his times there. So he's getting into sector 3. Nah, doesn't look like he is really putting something in just now. Vries is better than Stroll. I wouldn't know, but yeah, Jose, I absolutely let you dream. Like, I think that would be, it would be absolute carnage out on track, but I think it would be kind of great if the rule was widened out, not to having one session given to an amateur driver, but actually having one race weekend given to an amateur driver. All right, Max using the practice session exactly for what practice sessions are there. He went over a bump while shifting, had some upshift problems, so seems like he is going back into the pits, getting some work done on his gearbox there. Will Hamilton get a podium or a win for his 300th race? I honestly don't know. I mean, I would like for him to get it. You know, it's like those milestones you just want to have with associated with great performances. But well, they might. I'm still. I would kind of bet that Ferrari is having another technical issue this weekend, as their reliability seemed to be pretty bad throughout the whole season. So with this and Paris not really showing too much consistency, I can see a third place for Hamilton there. Maybe, but I wouldn't count on it. Albon is a confusing driver. Give me a good car and he's bad. Give me a bad car and he's good. Yeah, sort of. You know, I see this a lot with some drivers or some race cars we're building that the people are actually putting in better performances if you just take the power down a little. I think he's just not a very careful driver, you know, he's just there and like slamming the brake, slamming the gas, not doing it with a very like this very sensibility kind of you would need for this very high performance Formula One cars. So he will definitely do better in a bad car for now. For now, he will learn. He will get better. But yeah, I mean, Williams isn't as bad anymore as they have been. So maybe it's an average drive. No, not average. It's too bad for average, but ooh, Nash the second, the all-time favorite Formula One driver. Hmm. Ooh, Jerome being new to Formula One. Now that's nice. Ask away. Ask any questions you're having about rules, about technicalities, about regulations. Please ask, because it is only free practice. There's not too much happening. Not too much relevant things happening. So we do have time here to get into all of those intricacies. So do ask away. Always glad to have some questions. So what do we have? Verstappen getting that lead back over Carlos Sainz by 2.5 tenths now. So not too bad. Gruyere, favorite driver Regazzoni? You might be a little jealous on that, but I have been able to drive his Formula One Ferrari once. I don't know which year it was, but I have been driving it just for a few meters though. But I have been sitting in his car. I did a lot of Sennas and Häkkinens. I wait, we got a team radio. Seems like Verstappen again complaining about technical issues with his car after he just put in the fastest lap. Leclerc trying to counter it, but not really successful. Still 800th back. But yeah, the question for a favorite driver is very hard to answer. I think I don't really have a particular favorite. Like, I dislike a lot of drivers, but I don't think I have a favorite. Like, Norris is pretty cool. You gotta love Ricciardo, of course. Um, I would really want Schumacher to do well here, like Mick Schumacher. Hülkenberg. Nah, yeah, he's cool too. But I don't know. I don't think that there is anything that would classify them as a favorite driver of mine. Yeah, King Ju. See, Max is definitely doing the Hamilton. There you go. You are funny. So there we go. Proven you wrong. Kissa, I have to be neutral. I don't have to be neutral. I just shouldn't bash drivers on casting here, but I honestly couldn't. Like, I do not have very strong likes or dislikes to any of the main drivers. I am fairly neutral about that, kind of really given fact-based opinions, which I am absolutely ready to change if confronted with other facts. Gavin did his research there with the best driver being Prost and his favorite being Senna. Neat. But yeah, Max winning this race of the cars holding together sounds legit. Also, I see he has just been putting in a purple mini sector, like the end of sector 3 there. Oh no, it's not the complete end. He just went fastest overall into the pits. There we go. Having some of the old drivers in the new cars, Jose, that is no bad idea. I think they would look really bad, like amateurish. Like I would drive the new cars. Same though, if we would put the new drivers into the old cars, I think they would pretty much screw it up as well. So yeah. De Vries and Kubica are in here because, well, they have to give to their new rookie driver program. They have to give every car to one of those rookie drivers at least once per season. So yeah, there we go. Some interesting statistics. It looks like, yeah, Red Bull is gaining a lot of time there, while the Aston Martin really lost. No, gained also a lot of time compared to race 1. They've almost won a second in pace there, while the Red Bull only won about 100 in pace. That's a very interesting graph. I wonder how accurate it is. Max's problem is a lot of understeer. Oh yeah, that is a problem for Max. As if you look at his driving style, he is a sucker for that oversteer, which I can completely understand because understeer always puts me off track as well, while I am very good at catching oversteer, kind of. Eric, everyone loves Ferrari. I don't know if everyone loves Ferrari, but I don't know. Chat, you're a genius. You will know. Everybody is a Ferrari fan. Who is that quote from? I think it is Michael Schumacher, but I'm not sure. Brenda, you hate Ferrari? That's sad. Like, they don't have to be your favorite team, but hate? I think hate is kind of strong there. Vettel. Did Vettel say it? Alright, at least I was right with it being a German driver. But I wasn't quite sure who said that. I mean, as you know, usually I am here with Biggles, and he is the one for all the Formula One history and Formula One knowledge. I'm more the technical guy here. Like, I'm an engineer myself. I do or did build race cars until I had an accident, which kind of left me unable to work for quite some time. So yeah, but I'm more here for the technical stuff, for the data, for seeing what is all happening, the tracks and that stuff. So I hope you can forgive me that I don't know what quotes are from what driver. At least I know the quotes. What actually happened to Biggles? Well, if we're honest, he is living in Panama, so it is about, I don't know, 6, 7 a.m. for him. I think he just needs to sleep because he is doing a lot of other casting jobs as well, not only here with racing statistics. So I guess he had a job yesterday and just needs to catch up on some sleep. We will see. Maybe he for free practice too. Why say who you hate? Say who like instead. I think that is very wise words. You should live by that. You hate hating. Don't say what you hate. Tell us what you like. You dislike Mercedes. I don't know. I don't dislike Mercedes. I was actually quite impressed with the dominance they were having. I mean, it was of course partially fueled by their incredible budget, but also it's just like with all the things they came up, like the DAS system and stuff like this, and how the engine was just so incredibly reliable while bringing out so much power and all of that. It is impressive. I quite disliked about Mercedes how they were just kind of running away with pretty much every win for such a long time. It just made the sport boring. But that is more my dislike of the success Mercedes was having. Same as I'm kind of getting a dislike for Red Bull for that exact same success at the moment, and much of a liking for Ferrari at the moment, as they are really able to pull the fight up to Red Bull and give them someone they have to fight for those victories. So I don't know, but I don't dislike any of the teams. If you know what I mean. So yeah, currently like we are 50 minutes in, 10 more minutes to go, about 12 more minutes to go if you want to be precise. And it doesn't like there is no real surprise, like apart from De Vries still being in the top 10. But apart from that, there is not really any surprise in the standings. Um, and we have Schumacher ahead of Magnussen, which is maybe the surprise of that session so far. And currently it looks like nobody is really out there pushing anything anymore. We have some outlaps. Maybe we'll see something fast of Perez, who definitely needs a little bit of catching up. Maybe Vettel, who just started his outlap. But I don't think we'll see anything like really mind-boggling happening anymore. We dislike Ferrari strategist and management. Jason, yes. On one hand, yes. On the other hand, no, because they make for great memes. You know, it's just great. Science penalty for Sunday. I have read something. I can't deny or confirm it, but it seems like he has been taking new electronic parts into his car for this weekend, which will give him a grid penalty. Yes, but I will read up on that between the sessions, as I will definitely beg for free practice too. Maybe even with Biggles. Who knows? Our favorite Aussie cunt here. Who buys I Hate Hamilton t-shirts? I don't know who prints I Hate Hamilton t-shirts. I mean, that wasn't too bad of a musical, if we're honest. I don't generally like musicals, but I think there's worse, like Cats. No, you think Red Bull is playing games with Paris? I'm not sure about that. So, yes, I just see the confirmation on the screen there. Science will be taking a new set of control electronics for Sunday, which is his third of allowed 2 units. So that will be a 10-place grid penalty for him. Wreck the musical. Absolutely. Like, right now, I want this, I need this in my life. Ooh, we come back to a favorite track with Suzuka. I have seen that before, but kind of lost it then, well, with the happenings out on track. So yeah, absolutely, Suzuka is a great track, but we haven't seen it in forever, I feel like. So yeah, Leclerc has been able to beat Verstappen's time there by almost a tenth. And yeah, Gasly is bottoming out. That sounds not too good. They really have to check what's happening there. Why has Latifi been on mediums throughout the session? I think I have seen him out on softs, but he has been doing a lot of runs on the medium. This might be for a great array of reason. Most likely it's just the team trying to gather data and get a direct comparison of the performance of a medium tire versus a soft tire in the scorching almost 60 degrees Celsius or 138 degrees Fahrenheit that the track has at the moment. I mean, that's almost hot enough to boil an egg there. So it is hot enough to boil an egg if you're having enough patience, if we're honest. So why do people watch practice? It depends. I watch it because I just like watching the cars around. And I like to watch practice even more since I am casting here, as I have always this great community around here to talk to and to have fun with. So if I can do that and on the side watch some Formula One, talk to you about what's happening on track and get some discussions about drivers, possible contracts upcoming, and so on. I think that is very enjoyable, and it's making me kind of wish that there wouldn't be a summer break coming up. So yeah, we got De Vries still sitting in P9, but we also don't really have any fast laps coming in again. We're still having Leclerc sitting in front there as we are entering into the last 5 minutes, while we have Verstappen on an outlap on the softs again. Looks like he is just clearing turn 15 now, going out for another hot lap, probably. Hot take, Theo Porcher is not ready for Formula One. I have no idea who that is, so I'm just gonna agree with you, I guess. Afuna, you just got here. Hamilton. He is swapping the car with Nick De Vries, who is sitting in an impressive ninth place for this session, and we will see him out in free practice 2, I guess. Yeah. But it seems like now that we have a track temperature of, yeah, 59 degrees Celsius, that's been it with the soft tires. It looks very slippy. Verstappen is trying to get a hot lap out, currently slithering through this chicane on the straight. So, no, I think we won't see any performance increases with the soft tires. I mean, Leclerc is trying to double down with his softs. Sainz is trying to double down with his softs, but they're not even improving on their personal best times anymore. So Yeah, no, we are on board riding with Max Verstappen, and he's just all over the place. Like it's looking like he's driving on ice with that car. So yeah, 59 degrees centigrade or 138 Fahrenheit is definitely too hot for a soft compound tire. That's just melting away right there. Like he has been out for one lap and the tire is looking like he's been out there for a whole Grand Prix meanwhile. You can like in the slow motion you can see like a little bit of blistering on one side while you have some graining on the inside and it's falling apart. It's really just falling apart. So nope. Nope. It's absolutely not. I think like 55 degrees centigrade track temperature is the upper limit for a soft tire to really perform, or at least it seems like it. So yeah, Mercedes is currently running on medium, both of them, but yeah, judging by the time, they are really just doing their long runs, fuel consumption runs, maybe trying some fuel saving even. Get that stuff ready. Um, so yeah, I just see an information coming in there from AlphaTauri that Gasly has asked his team to definitely check the floor for his bottoming out issues. Same as it seems that De Vries is having some floor damage there. So, let's see. I don't think we will see anything spectacular within the last 2 minutes of this free practice session. So, yeah. And with the penalty for Sainz and his new control electronic parts, I think we will see him start somewhere, maybe around P12, P13, maybe somewhere around there. Any thought on who has the better engine? Now, this is quite the interesting question because looking at the performance and straight line speed and everything the Ferrari engine does, I would say it is way more powerful than the current Red Bull power unit. On the other hand, it isn't as reliable. And now there's just a question we can discuss back and forth ad infinitum. What's more important, to have an engine that is reliable but not as fast, or is it important to get the power to then be able to make reliability upgrades throughout the year? So that's going to be interesting. Looks like Alfa Romeo needs a younger spare driver. Why? I mean, Giga Kubica is doing quite a good job. Not very good, but also not terrible. It's solid. And yeah, it seems like that's Verstappen's car there, where they have some issues at the how is that part called? Like basically the thing that is the start of the underfloor, left hand side, right hand side of the car. He has been driving around with some duct tape on there, so seems like something about that is broken or not having the mechanics very happy. And as yeah, that has basically been the session. Now the checkered flag is out. That has been it for free practice one. We will still be able to see some other practice sessions. Some practice starts there. Now after the session, everyone is allowed to just get that one more lap in and line up on the starting grid to try and kind of launch their car once more. So yeah, I guess that has been it. With Leclerc topping out the timing sheets with a 1 minute 33.93, which is actually quite impressive. I think it was a 1 minute 32 or something last year round. That was the absolute record. on this track, so not a bad time there. Not a bad time. What time is in France now? It is about 3 o'clock. Pretty much on the spot. So yeah, De Vries did very, very well, if we're honest there. Having him in the top 10 after this session is surprising. Like that's probably going to be the surprise of this session. So yeah. We have yeah, Gruyere. Exactly my point. The track is okay. Like we have seen more than 70 overtakes in the last two races combined, so it does make for good or at least okay racing. Like there haven't been any like 10 out of 10 perfect races, but it also has never had a 1 out of 10 shit race. It's always been around like that 4 to or like yeah, 4 to 7 out of 10, always solid. It is just a fucking eyesore. Like that track is disgusting looking. Like all the blue and runoffs and everything is looking exactly the same. I have been talking about that a little bit before, that I'm really struggling with identifying where the drivers are, and that I always have to double check with like the mini sectors and the maps and everything to see where the driver currently is and what is happening. Because it's just, I don't know. It's just every corner looks the same as the last one. And I think it's that lack of character that really gets the people to dislike, to basically dislike the whole or the track as a whole. But well, yeah, if we're talking about statistics here, it really is a great track to drive on, always providing solid racing. But let's see. I think we can talk a little bit more about this in the session of free practice 2 that will start in about 2 hours, to the full hour on the dot in 1 hour 55 minutes. We will of course be here again, bringing you some entertainment, some good discussion, some interesting topics, and my kind of very drooly voice there. And as always, or as I always like to say, of course, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, as we haven't missed a single session throughout the last 3 years, also definitely hit that like button if you enjoyed my commentary here. And as always, go out there and just do one random good deed for any stranger you encounter. It goes a long way, making the world a little bit of a better place. And thank you all for sticking out. I hope to see you in about 2 hours.